Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green text stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Loki's Baby Girl in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I ghosted a guy because he insisted on going for drinks on our first date. I am a 20-year-old woman and had been talking to this guy who is 22 years old for about a month. We knew each other from school, he was a senior, and we reconnected recently. The conversations were fun and flirty, and I was open to meeting him in person to see where things might go. When we started planning a first date, he kept suggesting that we go to a bar and get drinks. I personally did not feel very comfortable drinking with someone I had not met properly yet, especially on a first date. I live in India where that kind of setting, especially as a woman, can feel a little unsafe or just not ideal unless I already know or trust the person. So I subtly tried to suggest alternatives like coffee or lunch, hoping he would take the hint, but every time he pushed for drinks again. It was not aggressive or anything, but it felt dismissive of my comfort. After a few back and forths like this, I ended up just losing interest and stopped replying. Now I'm wondering, was that unfair of me? Should I have been more direct instead of ghosting him? Or was I right to just step away if I was not feeling respected or was unsure? Edit, I guess ghosting was not the ideal word to use. I made up an excuse as to why I could not meet him, a family commitment, because he just would not budge on the drinks idea. Update. I did not expect my original post to get so much attention. This is my first time making an update post, but thank you to everyone who shared their perspectives, especially those who took the time to understand the cultural and safety context of dating in India. I thought I would give a small update since many of you suggested being direct rather than ghosting, just to see how he reacts and confirm my instincts. To clarify, I had actually canceled our earlier plan by giving the excuse of family commitments because I was already feeling uneasy about the drinks thing, not just straight up stopped replying as some comments thought. But after reading the responses here, I decided to be more honest, for closure if nothing else. So when he called, I said something like, "We can try to meet next weekend if you're still up for it, but I would really prefer not to go for drinks." I even suggested some of my favorite coffee spots. His response: first, he said he usually goes to the gym or works during the day, so he was hoping to meet a little later, which is understandable since he does freelance work. Then he followed it up with, "But I bet you would be very fun drunk." Yes, that creeped me out more than I expected. Not only did it dismiss what I just said again, but it also gave off the exact vibe I was trying to avoid. Like the main appeal of the date was how I would behave after drinking. I ended up giving vague answers to his follow-ups and have not taken the conversation further. At this point, I am pretty sure I am not going to. Griffin EJ said, "But I bet you would be very fun drunk." And I would bet he would not be a safe person to be around when drunk. Milk Dimension said, "It is sad to see so many people try to get women to ignore their own safety to make sure strange men do not get their feelings hurt. This could have turned out so badly for OP." To this Witch of the Words said, "These are the same men who get mad when they want to buy you a drink and you pick something non-alcoholic. They knew what their agenda was." This next post was made by a user named Jade Willow in the Relationship Advice subreddit. The post is titled, "How can I deal with the fact that my boyfriend dreads the idea of getting married? My boyfriend, who is 26 years old, and I, who am 24, have been together for 5 years, and he is being strange about marriage. We have talked extensively about having children in the future, buying a house together, and have even discussed how we want to handle finances after getting married. I thought we were ready to move forward in our relationship, but he told me months ago that he will not propose until he has $10,000 saved. I did not agree with that number, but he would not budge. The discussion about marriage came up a few weeks ago, and he caught me off guard. I showed him a video of someone talking about elopement because I know a big wedding would be overwhelming for him, and he lashed out. He told me that he would dread whatever we do to get married because he hates having attention on him. This honestly upset me a bit, but I tried to let it go and move on. I am not someone who needs a huge wedding, but I have always looked forward to celebrating the love I have with someone, and it was a bummer to hear that he did not feel the same way. I tried talking to him about it again, but he had genuine anger about the topic. I dug deeper and tried asking if he had talked to his therapist about why he was so upset about it, and it was revealed that he ghosted his therapist 6 months ago. Obviously, I was not thrilled about this fact. He eventually opened up and said that he does not have an emotional attachment to getting married and that he is upset that it is not exciting like most people tell him it should be. The number he gave me was just a goal because he does not have emotions telling him that it is time. I once again tried to let it go until he had a chance to talk to a therapist about it. His parents brought up us getting married this past weekend, and he told them that he was not looking forward to a wedding. To try and make myself feel a bit better, I said something along the lines of, "At least you will enjoy asking me," to which he replied, "That is not the word I would use." I genuinely do not know if I am crazy for wanting to stay with him and work this out. He made an appointment with his therapist to talk about this, but he is saying that he does not feel ready and cannot name a single reason as to why he is not ready. He has had a ring given to him by his family for around 3 years now, but has not made much progress on a proposal plan from what he has told me. I am not upset that he has not proposed yet, but I am incredibly upset at his behavior toward marrying me. I have had to make sacrifices in this relationship, but I was not expecting to have to reduce my expectations to near zero regarding getting married. All I want is a chance to marry someone I love, wear a pretty dress, and have good photos that I can appreciate later down the line. It does not feel like I am asking too much, but I have been wrong before. Update. Hey, I made a post about a week or so ago explaining that my boyfriend was suddenly acting really weird and angry about the idea of a wedding. It took him some time to think about it, but he sat me down the same night that I made the initial post and read me a letter he had been working on for about a week. He explained it was the second draft and not very polished, but when he started reading it, I felt the blood drain from my face. It was over 2,000 words about how I am depressed, and here are all of the ways it affected him. He acknowledged it was the worst depressive episode he has ever seen me in, and instead of trying to get me help, he compared my negativity to his ex-girlfriend. He said so many hurtful things and later admitted that he never considered how the letter would affect me. I asked for a copy of the letter to go over in my own time, and as I read it on my own, I realized that there was no saving the relationship. I will never stay with someone who would spend a significant amount of time writing something so hurtful and then say it to my face. The idea of having children with someone who does not understand how damaging and hurtful their words are is a deal breaker. The crazy thing is, this man also has depression, and I have helped him through numerous depressive episodes without raising an eyebrow. I have been there when he could not get out of bed for days. I was there when he could not feed himself, and I supported him the best I could. And in return, I get a terrible letter telling me how I am not good enough because my depression makes him feel yucky. We have been living together for years and signed a year-long lease about 2 months ago. The only way to break said lease is to pay 50% of the remaining 10 months rent. I am not rolling in money, so that is not an option. They also do not allow for lease takeovers, and subletting is only allowed with special permission, but they are taking their sweet time getting back to us. Our current plan is for him to move in with his parents and pay rent so that we do not have to be around each other constantly. It is not a messy breakup, but things are still raw and it is hard not to slip back into the routine. It is hard going through a breakup when you still sleep right next to the person every night. I deserve someone who wants to give me more than the bare minimum. I knew I deserved more, but I so desperately wanted this to be the man I spent my life with. I am not okay yet, but I know this is the right direction. Sneaky Pineapple said, I am curious as to how she fell in love with him in the first place. There is not a single redeeming quality nor any whisper of compatibility from those posts. I know depression and trauma bonding are one hell of a trip, but damn, I am so glad she is out, but she needs a lot of therapy to put her needs into consideration. She is not even first at this point. Son of Grebo said he did not want sex. He did not want to give her any particle of his attention unless it was absolutely unavoidable. What did he want? Yeah, go back home to mama. And I hope your mama tells you to go be an adult like everybody else. This final post was made in the AITA by a user named RoundChoice. The post is titled, "I refuse to let my friend crash at my place after he roasted my apartment in front of everyone." Alright, this might sound petty, but I feel like I was justified. I am a 26-year-old man and have a small one-bedroom apartment. It is not fancy, but it is clean, it is mine, and I worked my ass off to afford it. Like IKEA everything, but I have a gaming setup I love and a little fake plant that is absolutely thriving. Last weekend, I had a few friends over for pizza and chill. Nothing wild. My friend Kyle, who is 27 years old and has been kind of couch surfing lately, shows up and immediately starts roasting my place. Like, he walks in and goes, "Damn, bro, is this a studio or a jail cell?" Everyone laughs. I brush it off. Then he goes, "Yo, where's your dining table? You just eat off your lap like a raccoon?" Again, laughs. I joke back like, "Better than eating off someone else's couch, man," and everyone laughs again, but he does not stop. He jokes about my sad little gamer chair, my bare fridge, and even says my bathroom looks like it has been through something traumatic. It was funny for like 5 seconds. Then it got annoying. Then it got rude. Fast forward to this week, he texts me saying he got kicked out of the place he was staying and asks if he can crash on my couch for a few nights. I literally responded, "I thought my apartment was too sad for you, man." Now he is calling me petty. A few mutual friends said I should have let it slide because he is going through a lot. I feel for him, but like, why would I let someone stay in a place they just spent an hour clowning? So yeah, am I the asshole for not letting my buddy crash at my place after he roasted it in front of everyone? Update. I appreciate all the comments. Honestly, I did not expect this to blow up a little. So, mini update, Kyle saw the post. Yes, a mutual friend sent it to him. Apparently, the phrase "sad little gamer chair" really tipped him off. He texted me something like, "LMAO, real mature bro, air out your feelings on Reddit," and then left the group chat we are in. So, that is fun. One of the same friends who said I was being petty later texted me and said, "Okay, yeah, Kyle was out of line." Apparently, Kyle has been doing this kind of stuff to other people too, cracking jokes that go too far and acting like it is always just a bit, which, yes, exactly. Bonus update, I picked up a folding table from this local guy who had 5 in his basement for some reason. It is ugly, but it does the job. If someone makes another raccoon comment, I am flipping it dramatically. So yes, I am still chilling in my apartment, still have my IKEA shelves and my $9 fake plant that is somehow the healthiest thing in my life right now. Kyle is not staying here, but I hope he figures his stuff out, just not on my couch. Thanks again, Reddit, y'all cracked me up and also made me feel way less crazy. IVH said, "The arrogance to roast OP's place and then ask if he could stay in his apartment. Laughing my ass off. The audacity some people have is astounding." Base hit to left said, "Dude was jealous of people who had a place, lashes out like a 12-year-old. Explains why he's couch surfing." Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, GamerSupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.